homeless. 5 years. I had some trouble with the government.
At first it was creepy as but then, like, it took me like 6 months before I'd even come in the tunnel. Somebody riding by on a bike, but then they disappeared.
Homelessness in Las Vegas isn't just a statistic. It's a growing crisis that's impossible to overlook. For those who've witnessed the city's transformation, it's a bitter reality to accept. In this documentary video, we're delving into the core of the issue, examining its origins, its impact on the community, and why it's worsening. Stay tuned, because the reality might shock you. In 2024, the point-in-time PI count reported 7,906 people homeless in southern Nevada, a 20% rise from the prior year.
Came from LA on a freight train up here, trying to start a new life, get all this homelessness, but it didn't work. I got deeper in the hole. I come to a city where the homeless are not welcome.
This signals a worsening crisis. Indeed, about 16,000 individuals face homelessness annually in the region, with Las Vegas ranking 11th among major US cities for its homeless population. Evidently, this is no longer a localized problem, it's a pressing crisis requiring urgent action. What's even more alarming, though, is the shifting profile of homelessness. The proportion of women experiencing homelessness has almost doubled in just 1 year. Conversely, the number of men facing homelessness has declined. Additionally, individuals aged 35 to 64 now represent the largest segment of the homeless population, showing that this crisis cuts across generations.
I'm currently homeless. We kind of just move from place to place as we can. Lately it's been raining, so we haven't been really in the tunnels. So we just kind of just move around a lot.
African Americans are disproportionately impacted further, highlighting the entrenched inequalities in our society. Homelessness, as we can see, is no longer limited to one demographic. It's a broad issue affecting a diverse array of people. One of the most striking aspects of this crisis is that 34% of the homeless population is chronically homeless, meaning they've lacked stable housing for over a year or endure repeated episodes of homelessness. This isn't merely about misfortune or tough times. It's a systemic problem that ensnares people in a relentless cycle of instability, making escape extraordinarily difficult. Geographically, the crisis is concentrated in central and east Las Vegas, where many individuals are forced to find shelter in public parks, abandoned buildings, and underground tunnels. Despite efforts to expand shelter capacity, the percentage of unsheltered individuals has only marginally dropped from 60% to 53% in 2024. Still, thousands sleep under bridges or in makeshift camps, vulnerable to the elements and the perils of street life. Have you ever wondered what it's like to live in a tunnel beneath a city that never rests?
But it's miserable. I'd rather be in an apartment. Wish I could, but things are not that way, so I make the best of what I can do.
The reality of homelessness in Las Vegas is far more intricate than it might appear. Let's dive deeper into the root causes of this crisis and examine what must change for genuine, lasting solutions to emerge. The issue isn't just who is homeless, but why. When you explore the reasons, it's like uncovering layers of a wound that has been worsening for years. At the core of the crisis is the shortage of affordable housing. Las Vegas has one of the lowest rates of affordable housing for low-income renters nationwide, with only 17 units per 100 people in need. Meanwhile, home prices surged by 35% from 2021 to 2022, while wages increased at half that pace. This gap leaves many families one missed paycheck from eviction, and consequently thousands end up on the streets. Yet housing is just one part of the equation. Economic instability plays a significant role. Unemployment is cited as the main cause of homelessness for over 50% of those affected, with extreme poverty and the high cost of living driving people to the edge. Las Vegas, a city reliant on tourism, has seen its workforce severely impacted by economic slumps. The financial wounds from the 2008 recession still linger, and the COVID-19 pandemic only deepened the crisis with widespread job losses and reductions in shelter capacity. Many are left with little chance of recovery, caught in a cycle of uncertainty. Mental health and substance abuse issues also play a major role in homelessness. About 11% of the homeless population in Las Vegas struggles with mental health disorders, while 9% face substance abuse problems. These conditions make escaping homelessness even more challenging, as resources for treatment and recovery are often limited. Domestic violence is another critical factor, particularly for women and children who have nowhere else to turn. Youth homelessness is also rising, with family breakdowns and lack of support from schools or social systems pushing young people onto the streets. These aren't just numbers. They reflect the real lives of individuals trapped in a system that offers them little help. What do you believe is the greatest obstacle to addressing homelessness in your community? The causes are intricate, but the consequences are clear. Let's examine what must change next. Homelessness doesn't only harm those directly affected, it creates ripples that disrupt the entire community. For individuals without a home, the toll is profound. Health risks escalate as chronic illnesses among the homeless have surged significantly in recent years. Mental health challenges intensify, and access to basic healthcare remains an elusive goal for many. The streets are relentless, with higher death rates and constant exposure to violence, extreme weather, and other hazardous conditions. Yet the effects reach far beyond those directly impacted. In a city like Las Vegas, where tourism drives the economy, homelessness places a significant burden on public resources. Emergency services, including police, fire departments, and ambulances, handle over 100 calls daily related to homelessness. This costs taxpayers roughly $70 to $1,000 per homeless person each year, substantial financial strain. These services are already overstretched, and the growing demand only worsens the issue. Furthermore, the visible signs of homelessness harm the city's reputation, which in turn affects the tourism sector. Las Vegas has long been celebrated as a lively, carefree destination, but the increase in encampments and panhandling paints a far less appealing picture, one that may deter potential visitors. Economically, the long-term outlook is even more concerning. Forecasts indicate that costs tied to homelessness in Las Vegas could climb from $369 million today to $731 million by 2024, and a staggering $1.1 billion by 2039 if current trends persist. These numbers aren't just statistics. They are a stark warning that inaction will only deepen the crisis, ultimately costing the community and economy dearly. How do you think homelessness alters the way tourists view Las Vegas? The city is taking steps to tackle the problem, but are those efforts sufficient? Let's take a closer look at what's being done and explore whether it's making a meaningful difference.
Supposed to go, hey, hey, ho, ho.
Fortunately, Las Vegas is not standing still amid the homelessness crisis. The city and Clark County are diligently working to tackle the issue, though progress is gradual and the struggle remains steep. One encouraging step has been the expansion of shelter capacity. Since 2023, non-congregate shelter beds, which provide private spaces instead of shared dorms, have increased by 62%. This documentary highlights how such efforts have lowered the unsheltered rate from 60% to 53%, offering some relief to those on the streets. Facilities like the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center serve as a critical lifeline for many. They offer not just shelter, but also access to computers, healthcare, laundry services, and even pet-friendly spaces for those with animals. Additionally, the Navigation Center provides emergency housing and case management for adults without children, playing a pivotal role in helping individuals regain stability. Long-term housing solutions are also beginning to gain traction. Over $170 million has been allocated to affordable housing and supportive services for low-income residents. Programs like Rapid Rehousing, comprising nearly 31% of homeless assistance initiatives, are linking individuals with housing and offering essential wraparound services like job training and counseling. The Campus for Hope, a $200 million public-private partnership, is planned to provide transitional housing at West Charleston and South Jones, bringing much-needed hope to those in transition. On the employment front, discussions are underway to expand job and training programs at places like the Courtyard. These efforts aim to address the root causes of homelessness, such as unemployment, and equip individuals with the skills needed for self-reliance. The city is also advocating for stronger renter protections, including extended leases and financial assistance to prevent evictions. While these initiatives show promise, they are merely small steps in a vast challenge. Can these programs keep up with the escalating crisis, or are we simply applying temporary fixes to a broken system? The obstacles ahead are formidable. Let's delve deeper into what's holding us back in the next section. As I dig deeper into the homelessness crisis in Las Vegas, it's evident that despite the city's valiant efforts, significant hurdles stand in the way. The sheer magnitude of the problem is overwhelming. Even with a 62% increase in shelter beds, only 85% were occupied in 2024, according to the latest point-in-time count. Why? Many individuals avoid shelters due to fears about safety, rigid regulations, or lack of personal space. For others especially, those with pets or mental health struggles, navigating the system feels nearly impossible. It's gut-wrenching to see that even when help is available, it often doesn't reach those who need it most. Another pressing issue is the scarcity of resources. The need for housing and services far outstrips what's currently offered. Clark County and its partners are stretched thin, and the workforce behind these programs is exhausted. Staff turnover in homeless services is alarmingly high, with many leaving due to emotional burnout and meager wages. It's a brutal cycle. Fewer workers mean less support, leaving more people to slip through the cracks. Data gaps make things even trickier. The point-in-time count, though useful, only captures a single night's snapshot of homelessness. It misses the 16,000 plus individuals who face homelessness over the course of a year. Shifting counting methods also make it tough to track progress over time, leaving decision makers unsure about what's truly effective. On top of that, the city's controversial measures like banning camping in public spaces often push people into riskier situations, especially during Las Vegas's scorching summers where temperatures regularly soar past 100 degrees. These policies can feel like they're hiding the problem rather than tackling its root causes. Coordination among organizations is another hurdle. While numerous nonprofits, government agencies, and private partners are working on homelessness in America, their efforts often lack harmony. It's like watching a band where everyone's playing their own tune, everyone's trying, but the result feels disjointed. Without a cohesive strategy, resources get squandered and too many people are left behind. What do you think is the biggest barrier Las Vegas faces in addressing homelessness? The challenges are steep, but solutions are possible. Let's dive into some long-term strategies in the next section. Looking forward, I firmly believe Las Vegas can reverse this homelessness crisis, but it demands bold, consistent effort. Above all, affordable housing must take center stage. While the city has invested some funds, the demand far outpaces what's available. Forging stronger partnerships with private developers to create supportive housing units paired with on-site services like counseling and medical care could offer the stability people need to rebuild. These aren't just homes, they're pathways to a new start. Job training and education are equally vital. expanding initiatives at places like the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center to provide vocational training tailored to Las Vegas's economy, hospitality, construction, or tech would equip people with the skills for steady jobs. These programs do more than provide income. They restore pride and purpose, which matter just as much. Coupling this with community campaigns to reduce the stigma around homelessness in America can shift how we view this crisis. Homelessness isn't just a policy challenge, it's a human one that calls for compassion and understanding. Better coordination between organizations is also crucial. Las Vegas could establish a centralized task force to align efforts across nonprofits, government, and private sectors. This would ensure no one slips through the gaps, making a unified strategy far more effective. Mental health and addiction services must also grow. Many facing homelessness battle mental health issues or substance abuse, and weaving these services into housing and shelter programs could help break the cycle. Finally, stronger renter protections are essential. Policies like extended leases and financial support for low-income tenants could stop evictions before they start. In a city where many families are one paycheck from homelessness, safeguarding renters is a critical piece of the puzzle. If you were leading the charge against this crisis, what would you focus on? There's hope, but it begins with action from all of us. As someone who's seen Las Vegas transform over time, this crisis cuts deep. I've strolled the Strip, caught up in its vibrancy, but just blocks away, I've seen people curled up in doorways, their lives packed into a bag and a scrap of cardboard. It's a stark reminder that not everyone shares in the city's prosperity. Homelessness in America, particularly in a place like Las Vegas, feels like a betrayal of the promise of opportunity. We call ourselves a land of possibility, yet thousands are overlooked unseen by tourists taking photos. What haunts me most is the human toll. These aren't just statistics. They're parents, veterans, young people whose dreams were derailed by forces beyond their control. I know we can do better, but it begins with seeing these individuals as people, not issues. My hope rests in the small wins: a new shelter bed, a job training course, a family finding a home. But it's not enough. We need more funding, more empathy, more effort. Las Vegas is famous as a city of fresh starts, but we must ensure everyone gets that chance. The way forward is clear, but it's up to all of us to take those steps. We can change lives, but only if we commit to doing better for everyone who calls this city home. What do you think it will take to make that a reality? Let's ponder that as we move on. Conclusion. The homeless crisis in Las Vegas is a deep wound that's lingered far too long, but hope remains. From the 7,906 individuals counted in 2024 to the billions in projected costs, the urgency is clear. Yet, with more housing, stronger collaboration, and a focus on jobs and health, we can change the course. It's more than just policy, it's about compassion. Las Vegas can shine as a symbol of hope, not just struggle. Let's pledge to create a city where no one sleeps on the streets. The question is, will we step up to meet the challenge?